that all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others.
This is from the Creed of the Church of Scientology. Hey everybody, I am Holly, aka the ScientoloGeek, and I am happy to announce today is the final episode of the Student Hat series. I am now done with this after over a year and a half, almost two. Um, I'm just happy to be done with this. I can't wait to get through this. It's literally just a bunch of definitions of words, so there's not going to be any recap on this. Let's get through this. This is the HCO Bulletin of 21 September 1970, revised 19 March 1991. This comes from the study series. This is number 1R, study definitions.
The following definitions are applicable to Scientology study technology. Check sheet. A list of materials often divided into sections that give the theory and practical steps which, when completed, give one a study completion. The items are selected to add up to the required knowledge of the subject. They are arranged in the sequence necessary to a gradient of increasing knowledge of the subject. After each item, there is a place for the initial of the student or the person checking the student out. When the check sheet is fully initialed, it is complete, meaning the student may now take an exam and be granted the award for completion. Some check sheets are required to be gone through twice before completion is granted. Checklist. A list of actions or inspections to ready an activity or machinery or object for use or estimate the needful repairs or corrections. This is erroneously sometimes called a check sheet, but that word is reserved for study steps. Checkout. The action of verifying a student's knowledge of an item given on a check sheet. Twin checkout. When two students are paired, they check each other out. This is different than a supervisor checkout. Supervisor checkout. A checkout done by the supervisor of a course or his assistants. Theory. The data part of a course where the data, as in books, tapes, and manuals, is given. Practical. The drills which permit the student to associate and coordinate theory with the actual items and objects to which the theory applies. Practical is application of what one knows to what one is being taught to understand, handle, or control. Twin. The study partner with whom one is paired. Two students studying the same subject who are paired to check out or help each other are said to be twinned. Two-way comm. The precise technology of a process used to clarify data with another for the other. It is not chatter. It is governed by the rules of auditing. It is used by supervisors to clear up blocks to a person's progress in study, on post, in life, or in auditing. It is governed by the communication cycle as discovered in Scientology. Meter check. The action of checking the reaction of a student to subject matter, words, or other things, isolating blocks to study, interpersonal relations, or life. It is done with an e-meter. Course supervisor, the instructor in charge of a course and its students. Course administrator, the course staff member in charge of the course materials and records. Tech services, the activity which enrolls, routes, schedules, distributes the mail of, and assists the housing of students. Star rate checkout, a very exact checkout which verifies the full and minute knowledge of the student of a portion of study materials and tests his full understanding of the data and ability to apply it. Zero rate, material which is only checked out on the basis of general understanding. Blow, unauthorized departure from an area, usually caused by misunderstood data or overts. Leave of absence, an authorized period of absence from a course granted in writing by a course supervisor and entered in the student study folder.
You need to ask for permission to leave. This is not just your religion. You are being treated like a fucking child.
Roll book, the master record of a course giving the student's name, local and permanent address, and the date of enrollment and departure or completion. Qual, the qualifications division, division 5 of an org, where the student is examined and where he may receive cramming or special assistance, and where he is awarded completions and certificates, and where his qualifications as attained on courses or in auditing are made a permanent record. Cramming, a section in the qualifications division where a student is given high-pressure instruction at his own cost after being found slow in study or when failing his exams. Programming, the overall planning for a person of the courses, auditing, and study he should follow for the next extended time period. Student consultation, the personal handling of student problems or progress by a qualified consultant.
HC.
A Hubbard consultant is skilled in testing, two-way comm, consultation, programming, word clearing, debugging, and interpersonal relations. This is the certificate especially awarded to persons trained to handle personnel, students, and staff. These technologies and special training were developed to apply Scientology auditing skills to the field of administration especially. An HC is not an auditor, but a consultant. HC is a requisite for FEBC,
or Flag Executive Briefing Course.
for staff. Scheduling, the hours of a course or the designation of certain times for auditing. Out, things which should be there and aren't, or should be done and aren't, are said to be out. For example, enrollment books are out. In, things which should be there and are, or should be done and are said to be in. For example, we got scheduling in. Pack. A pack is a collection of written materials which match a check sheet. It's variously constituted, such as loose leaf or cardboard folder or bulletins in a cover stapled together. Pack does not necessarily include a booklet or hardcover book that may be called for as part of a check sheet. Manual. A booklet of instruction for a certain object or procedure or practice. Points. The arbitrary assignment of a credit value to a part of study materials. 1 page equals 1 point. That drill is worth 25 points. Point system. The system of assigning and counting up points for studies and drills that give the progress of a student and measure his speed of study. They are kept track of by the student and the course administrator and added up each week as the student statistic. The statistic of the course is the combined study points of the class. Completion. A completion is the completing of a specific course or an auditing grade, meaning it has been started, worked through, and is successfully ended with an award in qual. Success story. The statement of benefit or gains or wins made by a student or a pre-clear or pre-OT to the success officer or someone holding that post in an org.
Yeah, it's because you have to give a success story. You have to say you got good out of it so they can hype up their shit with your lies about how much you actually got out of it. Just like the last video, I'm not recapping this, and congratulations for finishing the student hat with me. If some of you jumped in halfway, if some of you jumped in early, if some of you jumped in more recently, then if you want to completely understand the subject, please start at the beginning and work your way back here. Thank you all for sticking with me and my channel as I go through the absolute bore of mentioning students' dictionaries, study, pink sheets, check sheets, demos, checkouts, all this nonsense and garbage. I'm finally done with it. I can rest a little easier now. If you guys want access to my materials, flag orders, base orders, policy letters, technical bulletins, whatever is on the Google Drive, feel free to email me at scientologeek@gmail.com. Otherwise, feel free to go on the Discord server, shoot me a message, join up, give a little introduction about yourself. And if you want access from there, send me a valid Gmail address through my DMs, and I can invite you. We'll talk to all of you later. I'll see you in the next series.